Okay, let's move on and discuss some more trading ideas. We have Chandan Taparia joining us now. Chandan, good morning. What are the stocks that you're trading today?
Yeah, very good morning. Nifty continuous positive price action has been forming higher lows from last 4 trading session, but now it has multiple hurdle at 10,009, 29,985, but at the same time multiple support at 10,770 zone. So likely to consolidate in a broader trading range. Talking about the trading ideas, first trade is buy on Infosys. We have seen the strong momentum in most of the IT counter in the last trading session. We have seen put writing and built up of long position ahead of the expiry and expecting positive rollover to happen into the next series as well. So recommending to go long on Infosys on a small decline near to 745. One can put a stop loss of 730 in that scenario to play the up move towards 780, 785 zone. Second trade is buy on UPL. Overall, the stock has seen the strong momentum in the entire series. It's up by around 7-8% in the entire series with built up of long position. Slow and steady, the supports are gradually shifting higher. Yesterday it formed a strong bullish candle with significant jump in the trading volume and the open interest activity. So here we are expecting the fresh leg of rally in the counter. One can buy with a stop loss of 828, and this stock has potential to move towards 891 after the market consolidation. Third trade, that is sell on Kaveri seed. This stock is down by more than 30-35% in the entire series, has been making lower top, lower bottom. Significant shorts are intact and those are rolling to the next series. Even on the last trading session, we have seen addition of open interest by 7-8% with price decline, which indicates that weakness could continue and the stock has potential to retest the recent swing low which made 4 days back. So recommending to sell on Kaveri seed with a stop loss of 405, and this stock has potential to retest the recent low near to 370 level. One more trade on the sell side, that is the McDowell. This stock is continuously making lower top, lower bottom. Every small bounce is being sold. Overall net to net is down. It has seen built up of short position with call writing activity, so expecting it to decline towards recent swing low 499. One can put a stop loss of 538 to trading on the short side of the stock.
Okay, all right, Chandan, thank you so much for that. We need to just update that flash. This is sources to News 18. This blast in Palakot is not a POK. We need to update that. This is in Pakistan, not in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. That's a factual updation that we will just do. Whereas the Muzaffarabad was...
No. Yeah. The statement is Jaish camps in Balakot, POK.
And POK, yes, and Balakot and POK, but Balakot is in Pakistan. Anyhow, on that note, let's bring in Prakash Diwan into this conversation as well. Prakash, it's it's a morning with a twist of sorts, right? There's a lot going on. Now, first of all, how to negotiate this? The SGX is now telling us that we'll probably get a 90 point drop. What do you do? I mean, should you look at buying, just wait it out, let the news flow settle? How to approach this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Survi, first and foremost, you need to wait for, the Defence Ministry's statement in terms of what exactly is the impact assessment. These are sources telling some other, sources that this has happened, and there's too much of conjecture involved.
There's communication that has come from the Pakistan side.
Yeah, so
there is no confirmation from
absolutely. No, I also read some tweets, which are floating around, but I don't think that is what we need to be surmising on the basis of. But I would look at markets much more, slightly much more seriously in terms of let's believe that this gets over and you kind of, continue life as normal. So between result season and election, now you have another trigger. And that could give you probably some opportunity to, get into some counters if you are willing to buy at these levels. So the fundamental question is whether, the earnings season has given you that kind of an indication that there are some names, some sectors which look viable of sorts. And this could probably just add to accelerate that opportunity in terms of valuations being softened. But I don't think this would last too long, is my sense.
Okay, and well, right now down about 83 points. Now, even the Asian markets have flipped off a bit, so that also could be an indication. I mean, if this news is right, I think, come on, let's get the markets in green at some point during the day. That will be, I think, a perfect
that's actually historically that's what's happened. I mean, when we've had these kind of major events, geopolitical events, when we've actually seen buying from the lows of the day. I remember, in fact, I mean, not to draw parallels, but even during the time of the terror attack when the market was opened up, we did manage to see proper trade carry on, and towards the end, and then on the surgical strike day, of course, the eventual close was in positive territory.
Yeah, the only issue is when the first surgical strike happened, I think in that period we were in some kind of a bull market. Now let's see. But personally, I would want at least on day like today the market to turn green. But Prakash, good morning. How to approach say big stocks now. Yesterday, I was looking at TCS. That for me was really the stock of the day yesterday. The way it sort of bounced back from 200-day moving average. Is a fresh rally starting in IT, you guess?
I guess it's already underway, Anuj. So, if you look at about a week back, I was talking about even the likes of Wipro making a comeback. We've seen Wipro actually been sideways for so long, for so many years. I mean, I don't think that there was any steam in the counter. But the way, each of these players, if you take the top 5, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL Tech and Tech Mahindra, none of them have disappointed. And every news flow, they've taken it in their stride, come back with more traction in terms of their core activity, whether it's Tech Mahindra's telecom vertical, HCL Tech's acquisition, Infosys and its new order book. My sense is IT is definitely seeming to be getting into phase 2 of its revival, which started in December 2017. So we've had a year of consolidation and growth, and I think this is forming the base for another very strong rally. And if you have the rupee weakening because of sentimental issues, it will only spur that move upwards for most IT players. But Wipro, I think, is the underdog here, and you probably see a very, very significant spurt in the next few months in its activity.
Okay. Well, Prakash, I wanted to ask you about DHFL. The downgrade, how do you approach this stock? Generally, NBFCs, do you fear that, others will also be affected?
Yeah, certainly. So what seems like have happened, Lata, is that finally everybody was fearing this to happen at some stage, and it's kind of caught up. The A2 Plus is finally there in print, and while it was almost being accepted in spirit earlier. And this could also make things difficult for some of the other NBFC, which are finding cost of funds, extremely unviable for. Here you have an affordable housing push, and here you have cost of funds going up. So it's playing out, both the vectors are diametrically opposite, and it becomes difficult for them to justify valuations or ratings or, multiples which they have historically enjoyed. So what we need to realize and realign ourselves to as market players is a shift in the P multiples that these companies could get themselves, and don't expect growth numbers to be the same as what we've seen, let's say, in the last 3 years in terms of their EPS accretive growth. So there would be a re-rating for the sector, which would probably be slightly gradual. I don't think there will be a knee-jerk reaction just because of this, but this would be the start of a lot of serious thinking in terms of some downgrades for a lot of other similar size players.
Speaking of downgrades, I want to know what you thought of this Adani Ports development yesterday. Axis Capital, by the way, they've downgraded the stock. They're not happy with the valuations and the payouts, etc. That's one brokerage that's come out not mincing its words. We did speak to Karan Adani yesterday. I mean, they're saying it's a strategic fit. We want to get into logistics in a bigger fashion. It's 950 crores. We have enough cash. I mean, so it's not we're not taking on debt for this. Anyway, does any of it hold water with you?
Adani Ports and this particular business out of the entire group, you get a feeling that it's taking on too much on itself. Now this agri-logistics business, while it's already, in parts established in India, they have a significant market share. Now they're talking about expanding into the Southeast Asian markets. So what Axis Capital has probably raised, and rightfully so, is that the free cash flows which this business was supposed to generate is eventually getting into a little bit of a question mark. So I think I would wait and watch, and especially the airports news, the 5 bids out of 6. That's going to be another burden that we'll have to be worried about in terms of how they absorb that, and where does the capex, how does the capex pan out in that. So let's wait and watch. We're not very in a hurry to buy into Adani Ports just because of this change.
Sorry, we're distracting you, Prakash. It's because of the lines that came in. That again, these are source-based information telling us that there are 200 to 300 casualties on the park side, and fairly important, large areas of the camp affected, a whole Balakot camp destroyed. I just want to alert, these are source-based information. We are waiting for official confirmation from the Indian side, either the IAF or the Ministry of Defence. Until then, we're only going to tell you what is the source-based information that CNN News 18 is getting from government sources. There will be some kind of confirmation coming. There is no denial, that is the important part, from the ministry's side. All right, let's take a break on that note. We are coming back with pre-opening rates. We will also have more information on DHFL, hopefully, closer to the market open.